The Milky Way galaxy, the little speck of dust that contains an even smaller speck of dust that is the solar system we call home. But what do you really know about it? Welcome to Factnominal, and today we're going to learn 25 insane facts about the Milky Way galaxy. Number 25. The Western Gods. Greek mythology states that the goddess Hera spilt milk across the sky while nursing her baby Heracles. This is where our galaxy gets its name. Ancient Greeks believed it was the road to Mount Olympus, a path that the god Helios followed as his chariot dragged the sun across the sky. In fact, the word galaxy comes from the Greek word for milk, gala. Number 24. The Eastern Gods. But in China, it's called the Silver River. Chinese mythology tells us that the gods placed a river in the heavens to separate the weaver goddess who sewed the stars into the sky and made clothes for the gods from the cowherder she fell in love with when she came down to visit Earth. Number 23. It goes by many names. In the Kalahari Desert of southern Africa, it's referred to as the backbone of night, where in ancient Sanskrit, Akash Ganga means Ganges of the heaven. The Indians believe a dog stole some oatmeal and was chased away, running to the north, so they call the Milky Way the way the dog ran away. Number 22. Catch it, Rover! The Milky Way is a rough disc shape, kind of like a frisbee. If it had the same diameter as Rover's favorite frisbee, the relative thickness of the disc would be thinner than a sheet of paper. Number 21. Smash and bash. The Milky Way was originally a very small galaxy. What we see now was made up of a collision of 3 galaxies to make one big one over the course of billions of years. Number 20. We're not alone. There are actually 2 other dwarf galaxies called the Small and Large Magellanic Clouds that orbit the Milky Way. The effects of their gravitational pulls create 2 small bulges in what is otherwise a perfect disc-shaped galaxy. Number 19. Hungry, hungry hippo. There have been other small galaxies orbiting our own, but they've been drawn in and swallowed up. There are millions of stars sitting in the stomach of the Milky Way, with mankind being none the wiser. Number 18. Things in motion. The Milky Way is moving, and while it may seem fast to us, it's actually only a fraction of a snail's pace compared to the structures around it. We're moving at 600 kilometers per second toward the Andromeda Galaxy in relation to background radiation. Number 17. A dominant force. Over 4 billion years, the nearby Andromeda Galaxy will be sucked in and eventually absorbed, forming a supermassive galaxy that's spherical in shape and no longer spiral. The end result is a Milky Way galaxy that will be the biggest in our local cluster of 50 neighboring galaxies. Number 16. No casualties. Despite this absorption event, it's extremely unlikely that any stars or solar systems will get close enough to each other to collide. For just one stellar collision to occur, both galaxies have to be at least 10 times the size and have at least 10 to 15 times as many stars. Number 15. Into the void. Humans like to think we're the center of the universe, but we're wrong. Our galaxy is located way out in the sticks in a place called the KBC Void, which for the most part is just a whole bunch of nothing. Number 14. You ain't seen nothing yet. The Gaia satellite has mapped about 1 billion stars in the Milky Way. This means we've seen less than 1% of our galaxy's stars, as current estimates put the number anywhere from 100 to 400 billion, and at least that many other planets, if not more. Number 13. A starry sky. When you look up at the night sky, you see a black canvas dotted with countless stars. What you're seeing is actually only 0.0000025% of the galaxy's 400 billion stars, a fraction of 1 in 400,000. Number 12. Heavy duty. We have no idea how much the galaxy weighs. It could be as little as 700 billion times the mass of our Sun, or 2 trillion times. Only about 10% of its mass is made up of stars and other celestial bodies. Number 11. A hidden force. The other 90% of our galactic mass is tied up in dark matter. Modern models of theoretical physics dictate that it has to be there, even if it doesn't emit light or other waves, and we cannot detect, measure, or quantify it. Number 10. The galactic halo. Speaking about dark matter, the majority sits around the Milky Way like a great big halo of unseen mass. If it didn't form a ring around the borders of our galaxy, it would not be able to maintain its shape and would spread out thinly into the void of space. Number 9. Heart of darkness. There is a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A, which is 4 million times the mass of the Sun and right at the very center of the Milky Way galaxy. Nearby stars are caught in its gravitational pull and are slowly being dragged in. But don't worry, at 26,000 light-years away, the Earth is extremely safe. Number 8. Shine bright like a diamond. A pair of hot luminous stars 8,000 light-years away are teetering on the edge of going supernova. This will be the most intense and explosive event other than the Big Bang. The burst of light and gamma radiation will briefly outshine the entire universe. Number 7. Bad housekeeping. Around 15% of the visible matter in the Milky Way is dust, significantly higher than other galaxies. This dust contains concentrations of base elements and gases needed for the formation of new stars. Number 6. Blurry vision. It's because of this interstellar dust that we can't see very far in towards the center of our galaxy. Our galaxy is around 100,000 light-years wide, but we can only see about 6,000 due to the reflective nature of the dust, so instead we have to rely on infrared telescopes. Number 5. The long way round. Our solar system sits in one of the outer branches of the Milky Way and orbits around its center, taking around 200 million years to complete one rotation. This means that over the 13 billion year lifetime of our galaxy, the Sun has completed its journey just 25 times. Since the dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago, the Sun has traveled 1/3 of the way around the galaxy's center. Number 4. You're out of here. It takes a phenomenal amount of energy for a star to break free of the galaxy. To succeed in this mammoth task, a star would have to increase its speed to 1,000,000 miles per hour faster than the other objects around it. To date, 18 blue giant-class stars have been discovered that have been ejected from our galaxy, though scientists have no idea how they were propelled and why they sped up so fast. Number 3. Age shall not weary them. The oldest star in the Milky Way is appropriately named Methuselah after the biblical character who was the grandfather of Noah. He was described as the world's oldest man, recorded as 969 years old in the book of Genesis. His namesake star is 190 light-years away and is 14.3 billion years old, putting its formation at a time not long after the Big Bang, and proving that the Milky Way is one of the oldest galaxies in existence. Number 2. An epic journey. If human beings were capable of building a craft that could travel close to the speed of light, it would take the spaceship thousands of years to travel far enough to capture a visual picture of the entire Milky Way galaxy. All the pictures we have so far are artist impressions based on scientific data gathered by infrared and radio telescopes. Number 1. Blowing bubbles. The Milky Way as a whole is blowing massive bubbles of superheated gas and charged particles out into the void of space. These are called Fermi bubbles and extend well above and below the galactic plane. They're fueled by a cosmic wind made of ionizing radiation pushed along at 2 million miles per hour. The Fermi bubbles are a mystery. They could exist as the remnants of violent star death caused by the formation of our supermassive black hole Sagittarius A.